It was the biggest document leak in history, shedding light on a world that normally exists in the shadows. The Panama Papers exposed the dirty secrets of the world's rich and powerful, using tax havens, shell companies, and exploiting loopholes to hide their money and avoid paying tax. In 2014, a whistleblower handed over internal files from Panama-based law firm Mossack Fonseca to a German newspaper. The scale was enormous, 11.5 million documents. The papers implicated dozens of the world's political and business leaders, including 12 current or former heads of state. The revelations in the Panama Papers were immense and far-reaching, prompting a global call to clean up the tax system and crack down on these treasure islands. But more than a year on, what impact has the biggest leak in history really had? In its wake, there have been more than 150 inquiries or investigations in 79 countries, and some have had tangible results. Iceland's Prime Minister resigned after the papers exposed his links to an offshore investment company. Pakistan's Supreme Court looked into the business affairs of Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif after the papers revealed his family's links to offshore accounts. The court ruled there wasn't enough evidence to remove him from office, but ordered further investigations. And Malta's tax office said it had recovered more than $10 million through its investigations. The partners of Mossack Fonseca were arrested in February on money laundering charges, and prosecutors say they have a solid case against the firm. But it denies any wrongdoing, saying it worked to help clients avoid tax within the law, and says the Panama government is invoking selective justice.
President Varela is on the path to ensure that we do what we need to do to respect the highest standards of fiscal transparency in order to stop Panama's financial center from being used for money laundering or to finance terrorism.
In response to the Panama Papers, global institutions have been trying to improve tax transparency. The Organisation for Economic Cooperation and Development is pushing for an automatic information sharing standard, and the G20 and EU are expected to publish tax haven blacklists later this year. While humanitarian groups say that in reality, very little has been done to hurt or hinder tax havens. Oxfam says tax dodgers continue to cheat $170 billion every year. For some, the Panama Papers ripped the veil off the secret world of offshore companies. For others, it's simply made public a scandal everyone already knew existed. But has this naming and shaming given the war against tax evasion enough ammunition? And will the world's tax dodgers eventually run out of places to hide?